Good evening. You're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Our top story today is a significant order on abortion that the Supreme Court has put out. It's ruled today that all women, married or not, are entitled to safe and legal abortion. Now, the Supreme Court bench has said, and I quote, single and unmarried women have right to abort under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act and rules till 24 weeks of pregnancy. End quote. Now, a bench of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud, J.B. Pardiwala, and A.S. Bopanna said that exclusion of unmarried women from the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act is unconstitutional. Now, the court held that the provisions in the MTP Act allowing termination of pregnancy beyond 20 weeks and up to 24 weeks cannot be denied to a woman merely because she is unmarried. Now, under the law, abortion is permitted till 20 weeks of pregnancy. However, women and minors who have been sexually assaulted and raped, or the child is born out of incest, can abort the fetus at 24 weeks. Now, the court also said that the meaning of rape must be held to include marital rape for the purpose of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act and rules. According to live law, the court observed, and I quote, married women may also form the part of class of survivors of sexual assault or rape, end quote. Now, the landmark verdict came on a petition by a 25-year-old unmarried woman who had appealed against a Delhi High Court order that she is not entitled to abortion under the Act as she was unmarried and the pregnancy followed a consensual relationship. Moving on from the story now to a story that came in from Bihar. In fact, a video went viral where a student asked a Bihar IAS officer Harjot Kaur Bamra on why the government wasn't providing sanitary napkins to girls, and the reply by the IAS officer was shocking. She said, and I quote, you will ask for condoms next, end quote. Now, this was at a workshop called Sashakt Beti Samrit Bihar that took place in Patna on Tuesday. Now, the officer is also the managing director of Bihar's Women Development Cooperation. She had said, and I quote, tomorrow you will say the government can give jeans pants too. And after that, why not some beautiful shoes? Eventually, when it comes to family planning, you will expect the government to give you family planning methods and condom too. Why is there a need to take everything for free? End quote. Now, to this, the girl pointed out that the government was duty bound to provide citizens with certain facilities as they seek their votes. To this, the officer then said, and I quote, don't vote, it is your government. Become Pakistan. Do you vote in lieu of money or amenities? End quote. Now, the NCW has now taken cognizance of this incident and has sought a written response from this officer within 7 days. There's also massive backlash over the remark. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, according to PTI, has hinted that action might be taken against the officer. While speaking to reporters, he said, and I quote, orders are in place to inquire into the issue, which I learned through newspapers. We are committed to providing all assistance to the state's women. If the IAS officer's behavior is found to be against that spirit, action will be taken. End quote. Now, the officer, in the meantime, has issued a signed statement expressing regret over the controversy. An update on the Ankita Bhandari murder case. Now, lawyers in Kotwar district of Uttarakhand have refused to defend former BJP minister's son Pulkit Arya, the main accused in this case, and two other accused. In this case, in fact, the 19-year-old was allegedly murdered by the owner of Vanantara Resort, Pulkit Arya. She had joined the resort as a receptionist but had gone missing on the 19th of September. Her body was later recovered from a nearby canal. In fact, there were massive protests post the death. The Chief Minister of Uttarakhand has said, and I quote, the state government is with Ankita's family and would help them in every way. SIT investigation is going on in the matter. The investigation will be completed at the earliest in a completely impartial manner, end quote. Now, the police, in the meantime, has today booked an RSS worker in Uttarakhand after he made objectionable remarks against the family of the 90-year-old woman. Also, in the news, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari has announced that 6 airbags will be compulsory in 8-seater cars from October 1st, 2023. In January, incidentally, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways had issued a draft notification to make it mandatory for all 8-seater vehicles manufactured after October 1st this year to be fitted with 6 airbags. Now, this comes days also after former Tata Sons chairperson Cyrus Mistry and his co passenger Jahangir Pangole died in an accident in Maharashtra after their car rammed into a road divider. Police investigation later showed that Mistry and Pandole, who were in the backseat of the Mercedes that was being driven, that they were in, were not wearing seatbelts. Moving on now, the Kerala High Court has directed the Popular Front of India to deposit 5.2 crore rupees as damages for losses incurred during the strike that was called by members of the outfit after there were anti-terror raids across the nation conducted by the NIA. Some of those protests were also violent, considering vehicles were vandalized. Over 250 people from the organization were subsequently arrested, but post that, the center banned the organization for 5 years under the UAPA. In the meantime, the PFI has dissolved the organization and Twitter has withheld their accounts as well. Also in Jammu and Kashmir, two explosions were reported in Udhampur town, which has left two people injured. Now, the explosions took place days before Union Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to the Union territory. Amit Shah will embark on a 3-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir from October 3rd and will address rallies on the 4th and 5th of October. In March, a blast in Udhampur killed one person and injured several others. Investigations are underway. Also in the news, senior advocate R. Venkataramani was appointed as the next Attorney General of India. The President of India has made the appointment for a tenure of 3 years. Now he will succeed K.K. Venugopal, whose tenure will end on the 30th of September. This interestingly comes after senior advocate Mukul Rohatgi had declined to take over as the Attorney General earlier. Senior advocate R. Venkataramani has an experience of over 40 years as a senior Supreme Court lawyer. In 1997, he was appointed as a senior advocate by the Apex Court and in 2010 appointed as a member of the Law Commission. Moving on now, dengue cases have been rising rapidly in Delhi and Tamil Nadu. In fact, reports have said that government and private hospitals doctors in Delhi have said that they're currently seeing mild to moderate symptoms in patients. In fact, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi has also said a rapid response team has been formed. Over 525 dengue cases have been reported this year till September 21st in the national capital. This is according to a report released by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. In the meantime, in Tamil Nadu, cases are also surging, not just dengue, but also H1N1, according to the News Minute. It's reported 421 active cases of H1N1 and 334 cases of dengue as of today. Also in the news, Canada has issued an advisory to its citizens to exercise high degree of caution while traveling to India due to the threat of, and I quote, terrorist attacks throughout the country, end quote. Now, this comes after India had earlier asked its citizens to remain vigilant amid a sharp increase in hate crimes and anti-India activities in Canada. Now, in its advisory, Canada has asked its citizens to avoid traveling to states like Punjab, Rajasthan, and Gujarat that border Pakistan due to, and I quote, unpredictable security situation and presence of landmines and unexploded ordnance, end quote. India had incidentally also issued an advisory on the 23rd of September, a day after the Foreign Ministry raised objections to Canadian authorities allowing, and I quote, Khalistani referendum to take place in Ontario and quote on the 19th of September. On to politics right now. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, after days of speculation, has now pulled out the race for Congress presidential post. In fact, he made this announcement after he met with Sonia Gandhi in Delhi today. He said, and I quote, have always been a disciplined soldier of the Congress, end quote. This also incidentally comes after an open rebellion by Ashok Gehlot's loyalists over a possible leadership change in Rajasthan. Meanwhile, former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Digvijaya Singh has confirmed that he will be contesting for the Congress presidential post. He arrived at the All India Congress Committee headquarters in New Delhi to collect his nomination papers, and he said that he is likely to file his nominations on Friday. Going on to news coming in from across the globe right now, several homes in Florida were flooded and left without power as one of the most dangerous hurricanes, Hurricane Ian, made landfall at about 15:10 local time on Wednesday, and it smashed into the coast with wind speeds up to 241 kilometer per hour. The Category 4 hurricane has now been downgraded to a tropical storm. In fact, Cuba had earlier seen lots of damages on Tuesday, especially because the entire island country did not have power then, and now we understand the power has now been restored in Cuba. Also, an update on the Nord Stream pipeline leak. Sweden has now found a new leak in a major undersea pipeline carrying Russian natural gas to the EU, making it the fourth discovered just this week. Earlier, Denmark and Sweden reported gas leaks in the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines, raising the possibility of a deliberate attack. The EU has said that this is sabotage. In fact, NATO also said that the incidents were a result of, and I quote, deliberate, reckless, and irresponsible acts of sabotage, end quote. In the meantime, Russia has dismissed allegations and suggestions that it had attacked its own pipelines as, and I quote, predictable and stupid. One piece of good news before we wrap things up here on this bulletin. This comes in from Mumbai. Mumbai has got a dedicated research center to study methods and tools to improve happiness. Now, this reportedly is a first of its kind research center in Maharashtra, and this is according to Midday. It will develop tools and techniques to identify ways to improve the lives of citizens. It's a collaboration by Happy Plus Consulting and the state government run Sydenham Institute of Management Studies, Research, and Entrepreneurship Education. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.